This versus debate is rated B for blurred. Grab your swords, drones, and comic books because we're about to get black and nerdy. You have been warned.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Versus Tuesday, brought to you by the Blurred Mob. I'm your host, Phoop, joined by my two co-hosts, Ryun and Ralph. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other streaming service, make sure you hit that follow button so you can get updates from the mob.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications for future uploads.
Alrighty, today's Versus Tuesday is which is the best bending from Avatar: The Last Airbender / Legend of Korra. Did you hear the question this time, Ryan?
Yes, and I have two follow-up questions. Does this include the secondaries, as in the sub bendings for each category? And two, is this for combat, lifestyle, or both?
All right, to answer your two follow-up questions, yes, we will be including secondary bending styles in this debate, and we will be including both styles of usage in this debate as well, so combat and everyday usage. So, if this is your first time listening to Versus Tuesday, let me go over the rules. So, me, Ryan, and Ralph have 60 seconds each to plead our case for the choice that we pick. After each person has done their 60 seconds, we will go into a 10-minute rebuttal period where everybody can go back and forth and we argue. After the 10 minutes are over, the debate is done, and we will leave it up to you guys to decide who takes this Versus Tuesday. So I didn't practice doing the timer, so
oh my god.
But
alright, we finna hear 1,000 beats.
Man, listen, we about to start with Ryan. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, if I had to pick one bending out of all four, I'll pick Firebending. 1, 2, 3, 4 different reasons why. For combat, I feel like Firebending is the most deadliest. For a secondary lightning bending, it is not that hard to be able to utilize lightning bending, whether it's generation or redirection. Third, it has a pretty solid, difficult bending. For the combustion bending, it is very deadly, probably the easiest to kill. In terms of lifestyle, firebending, you can fly. If you're in a cold environment, you can heat up your body. 2, it just looks really cool. I'm a fire sign, I'm a Sagittarius. And if you look at my horoscope, I got multiple fire signs in my planets and all that other BS that my girlfriend taught me. But firebending is the best. Don't come at me with that other stuff. Lord Ozai, Azula, they cold. Zuko little crybaby self, he pretty cold. See me on the real life if I could firebend. That's my argument.
It's him saying his girlfriend taught him all of his planets. I feel
astrology.
You. I feel you. So Ryan chose firebending. You ready, Ralph?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
So my pick for bending would be water. Main reason, I can control any form of water, from mist, ice. I can control the water in my body. I control water in plants, so I can grow my own food. If we're talking about everyday living, when it comes to combat, water is just mainly for counterattacking. It does have some form of attacks that you can do, except that takes the experience, the training. So I would have to get to that point of doing those more advanced techniques. Even if I do get hurt, I still do have healing powers as well. Say if I get Ryan little baby burn or something, I can easily heal myself, and then I'm back in action. Like, what's up?
Don't say nothing.
Yes, nothing else.
That's it? You got 11 seconds.
Yep, that's it. Oh, I got, okay. And another thing, since he want to bring up the extras, blood bending, like you can't beat that.
Let's get to this rebuttal period.
Not rebuttal.
Rebuttal.
That's what she called it.
I meant rebuttal. Fuck you.
You said rebuttal. You said rebuttal.
All right, here we go. My turn.
Goodness.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna have to go with waterbending. Waterbending. I can't talk today. Here we go. Subs, blood bending, healing, and when you learn healing, you can also learn spirit bending and ice manipulation. There's 3 different styles of waterbending: northern style, southern style, and swamp style. Also, let's go to the facts. Aang would have died if not for Katara knowing how to heal. Zuko would have died had it not been for Katara knowing how to heal. Azula would have won and killed everybody had Katara not knowing how to heal and do that ice manipulation shit that she does. And Unalaq would have won had Korra not known how to spirit bend. That's it. That's it. That's all I got for you. That's all I got. That's all I got for you. 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm coming for you. I got you. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
You made some good.
Look at him.
I knew y'all were going to pick water. I knew y'all were going to pick water.
You ain't know what I was going to pick.
Ooh.
You ain't know what I was going to pick.
Just let me speak.
No,
Let me speak first in the rebuttal period.
You have to stop.
In the rebuttal period.
Rebuttal.
All right. Here we go. Hold on. So before we get into the 10-minute rebuttal stage, let's go over everybody's choices. Okay. Ryan chose waterbending, Ralph chose waterbending, and I chose waterbending as well.
No, I didn't.
Ryan chose fire.
What'd I say?
I chose fire.
I swear I said fire.
You said water.
So you said run it back.
Run it back.
I'm sorry. I swear I said fire. I thought fire. Okay, here we go. Ryan chose fire. Me and Ralph chose water. All right. 10 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1. Now, what you got to say, Ryan?
For you, those first 3 people that if it wasn't for waterbending that they got healed, what bending is the reason that they almost died?
I feel you.
Aang and all of them. It was.
I feel you.
Listen, almost only counted horseshoes.
But I'll give you that they all got taken down by a firebender. I'll give you that. But if we're talking about everything that happened after that point, would never have happened had they not had a waterbender.
Right.
I'll give you that. For lifestyle and support, like at least within combat, waterbending is an excellent supporting bending. It is a definite supportive bending.
I think it could be
if
attacked.
I'm just going through life.
Yes, that's.
I guess the thing is that
very easy.
I guess the thing is that Ralph brought up a good point that I left off is the plant bending. Blood bending can be used as an attack itself. We've seen that in Legend of Korra with Tarlok in his not Tarlok, that's her daddy, with the 2 brothers.
I can't remember his name.
And they took it to the point where they were using blood bending to take away people's bending. Firebenders can't do that.
You're right.
So it did get to the point where they were using sub-styles of waterbending. And let's talk about Ming Hua, who didn't have no motherfucking arms and was on their asses with the waterbending.
Yes.
I hear you. But here's the thing with waterbending. Whenever anybody says that's the number one, they always go to bloodbending. If you had to break down the population, if you said hold on. If you said there was 1 billion benders for each set of bending, if you look at firebenders and earthbenders, about the same amount of firebenders that can do lightning bending probably equate to the same amount of earthbenders that can metal bend and the same amount of waterbenders that can ice bend.
Because everybody can't metal bend. Everybody can't metal bend, and everybody cannot redirect lightning either. We've seen that.
But the portion of the population that could
the only reason why you do not have a large population of waterbenders becoming bloodbenders is because Katara outlawed bloodbending. Ain't nobody outlawed lightning and lightning redirection. Nobody outlawed metal bending. Now, had she not done that, there may have been
No,
a larger population of bloodbenders.
It would have been
that
a
is
very
that, but
bigger,
that at
like,
the end of the day, that is speculation. Going off what we seen, like I feel you, but that is only speculation. Going off what we seen, even in the first Avatar, that lady when she taught Katara how to bloodbend, they had to utilize the moon, basically having specific occurrences to where bloodbending could be heavily
She didn't have
utilized.
to use. She didn't have to
so
use the
I
moon.
would,
Okay, you're
yeah,
talking Avatar. Let's go Legend of Korra. The two brothers did not have to use the moon, and they daddy did not have to
You
use the
right.
moon to bloodbend. They daddy even got to the point where he didn't even have to do the hand motions to bloodbend.
You are right. And they were a very special case. All I'm saying is when people use that as an argument, I like to make there a baseline. If you was an average bender, if you
okay.
was
So
an average
let's step
bender,
away.
it wouldn't be that
let's
prevalent.
let's
Let's
step down to
step
average.
away from bloodbending. You also have spirit bending and ice manipulation, and you also have the 3 different styles of the water bending based on where
The
you're
different
from.
the different styles, still water bending, ice manipulation is cold. I feel like that's probably the best for combat. But even with water bending, water beats fire all over the elemental circle. Lightning, you can shock them and you win, and then lightning is strong enough to where it has a physical effect to break the ice. In
Yeah,
terms of
but
combat,
Okay.
you
now
have to get to that point of training. That's just like comparing lightning and bloodbending. Like
lightning is not
you
nearly as
think
difficult.
so you think if you just go out there and every
I
day
would
you
say
get
this.
struck by
I think
lightning, it's
they
gonna redirect
downplay. I
immediately.
feel like they downplay lightning bending in Legend of Korra because when Azula showed up lightning bending, they made it seem like this was like the top tier technique that a firebender could do.
Mm-hmm.
When
There
it
you go.
got to Legend of Korra, when Mako was just out here shocking folks, that's where it felt like it was more common for them to learn. It was easier for them to learn lightning bending, and it wasn't such as a high technique as it was presented in Avatar.
Even that little mafia dude or kind of underground dude who was up in the community probably in the first few episodes of season 1, he could lightning bend. Like based off
He
how
was
Legend of
taking
Korra.
folks wasn't it? Abilities.
No,
No,
he
not
talking
necessarily.
about the gang. He talking about the gang leader.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like when you look at Legend of Korra, the way they presented lightning bending, it was a lot more common than blood bending in terms of actual
But
utilization.
it just goes back to my point. Why? Why was it more common? Why was it more
It
common?
was more common because of the war, because all of the
No, it was more
waterbenders went
common
out to
because
fight the war.
Qatar, they outlawed bloodbending. They did not outlaw anything else but bloodbending.
But
I'm
even
telling you,
then,
the war helped set that up to where
but
people couldn't get the proper training, and then it went into Qatar banning bloodbending.
But regardless, if you had just an army of 500 firebenders and an army of 500 waterbenders, the firebenders are a lot more deadly. They're a lot more
understand
deadly.
that they are more deadly. I just feel like water style goes it can be used for multiple things. It's kind of like a Green Lantern ring at this point. Like once you learn how to once you get to a certain point of waterbending, you can do a lot of shit with it.
But another thing about waterbending, it is only as useful as there is water around you. Only the elite waterbenders can even pull the water out of plants. Some of them, it's not too difficult for them to use their sweat if they're sweating a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to the point where you're just in a sandy plain or just in a regular city, if ain't no water fountains around you, you're gonna have to either do like Qatar and walk around for water pouch, or you're gonna have to sit here and run in place like she did in the episode and draw water out of her. In terms of 2 bendings that can just generate their element whenever, firebenders and airbenders literally breathe out their element. Literally throw around some hand motions and utilize their element. Even in terms of convenience, whether we talking lifestyle or combat, firebenders and airbenders never lose access to their bending. Even earthbenders, unless they're strong enough unless they're capable of using sand, if they just walking around on a pavement road, or like in Republic City where metal and there was an industrial age, even earthbenders weren't that valid in terms of utilization of their elements.
I got
Firebending in comparison to waterbending, it's also more
accessible.
accessible.
Okay, I'll give you that. As far as environmental goes, I will give you that. As far as environmental goes. But I'm still sticking with water just with the fact. But I'm sticking with water just because of the fact that yes, you have to be a little bit more creative in certain areas with how you use it, but once you got it, you go. It's go time.
Yeah.
Once you got it,
All right, let's get some use case.
Once you got it, it's go time.
All you can eat is meat over there. You can't even grow no plants.
Let's. Okay, here's the thing. We some computer science majors. Let's make some use case diagrams.
Not no
If
use
you're
case
sending out
diagrams.
a mercenary to get if you're sending out a mercenary to go get somebody, regardless of where the person at, you don't know where they at. You just gotta hunt somebody down. What bender are you gonna hire?
Not a firebender. They loud. They're
do
loud
water
and
because
fire.
you can
When
be
I
real
when I
sneaky.
hear firebender, I hit every firebender that we have seen has been loud and flashy.
Right. When have you ever seen a quiet firebender?
All of the firebenders have been loud and flashy.
A
Now,
quiet one.
I would even go a airbender because of like, okay, I
Yeah.
just choke you in your sleep. I would go waterbender. I hate to say it, but then I'm gonna go bloodbending because who's expecting that? I
But
might even go earth. I just, because of what we've been presented in the Avatar universe, when have you seen a sneaky firebender? All of them are dominant, flashy,
Zuko?
and air. But he wasn't
Zuko,
using.
when he wasn't
using firebending. He wasn't using firebending. He created a whole separate persona to sneak around. He didn't use his firebending at all when he was doing that. Now let's think of
Only
all the
time he
times
used it
that
was to warm up
Zuko
his
did
body.
go on the attack with his fire. It's loud and flashing.
They talking about noise. They talking about.
You
noise.
said you want somebody to.
You said
if you
want to go put a hit out on somebody. Why would you hire a firebender?
Who said they got to be quiet if they're a mercenary? I ain't say an assassination attempt and come out with nobody listening. I said mercenary. Y'all add all these elements. We doing a use case diagram.
That's
you need
not
somebody
what.
to cook some ham.
Okay, this is not
You
a use
wanna
case
start a war.
diagram.
You
I
just
don't know
wanna
where
start
the
a
fuck
war.
you got that from, but what we are doing is
Okay,
not a
give me
use
some-
case diagram.
Aside from growing some plants, I'll give you that. That's valid. If I'm a farmer, waterbending is elite.
You talking about plants? Why are we still talking about plants?
Because
it's done.
Wise,
it's done. It's done.
They talk about noise.
Oh my god.
They talk about noise. Noise.
Yeah.
Let me drink my water.
That you finna make some noise with.
Yep.
Mr. Firebender.
Gotta make sure none of it get on my mic.
Try to be extra, and ladies and gentlemen, the flashy Firebender.
Yeah,
you're a fire sign too. You're a fire sign too. You'll be a firebender. Ralph, what's your sign?
I'm water.
Ralph would be a waterbender.
Okay,
that's fine. I would never. I like the Fire Nation, but as far as like what I felt like the best bending style, I went with water. And it's cool.
Y'all gonna pick water just for blood. That's what everybody argues
I
for
didn't
water.
Pick it. I didn't pick it. I did not pick it just for bloodbending. My whole argument had bloodbending was like this much of the argument. We done. I don't even know why I'm still talking with you about this. It's the 10 minutes done. The 10 minutes done. Anyway, just to recap, Ryan picked fire, me and Ralph picked water. Leave in the comments on which one you feel like is the best bending style, and let us know if you agree or disagree with any of our choices in our arguments. And with that being said, Ralph, lead us out.
Alright, thank you guys for watching and listening on your respective platforms. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at The Blurred Mob Pod, and make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at The Blurred Mob. And with that being said, peace.